Welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Now, let's see. Looks like I've got everything here, so let's get out of here. Make sure there's nothing nasty about. Block that off and head off this way, westward, onward to the FarLands. There we go. Heading on Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, journeying to the FarLands, because the FarLands is a cool goal. And Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 terrain is equally cool. Yeah. Okay, starting off as we generally do with the report on the current size of the world, which according to my notes here is 4,675.1 megabytes. And this is the morning of the 388th Minecraft day since leaving spawn. All that time ago. And continuing onward towards this insane goal of walking to the FarLands. Along the way, engaging in an effort to raise money for a worthy cause, Child's Play charity, that gets books and toys and games to kids in hospitals all over, and makes their stay a lot more bearable. And that's a cool, awesome kind of thing to do. That's great. Maybe it's not extremely super current with other things, but it's worthwhile in its own merit. It does have perfectly good merit, so we continue with that. I just heard a spider. Hello, spider. He must be under the ground here somewhere, or behind the hill in a cave or something. Not gonna worry about him. Anyway, it just occurred to me that it had been a couple of weeks since the last episode, and I really don't want to be going that long between episodes. So here we are. I know I've been focused on the regular blog or vlogs most of the time recently on account of the whole weight loss thing, but I don't want to neglect the journey to the FarLands in any case. And so in keeping with the weight loss effort, I will continue with my daily reports. This morning my weigh-in is at 295.2, and calories consumed yesterday, 970. And I know that sounds really low, and it is really low, actually. But on the other hand, the day before, I was up over 1,900. So I figured that the two together average out to somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,400 or 1,500, and I'm okay with that. And besides, if I actually felt like I needed to have something, then by cracky, I would have something. I don't care if it was 2,500 calories for the day. Well, okay, maybe I would care about that, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to put myself into a starvation situation where I'm denying myself the needed food, even though I'm taking, I'm not going to take it to an extreme. Not intentionally, anyway. Sometimes it may work out that way, but I think overall the average is going to be quite acceptable. And yeah. Okay. Anyway. Oh, nuts. I thought this was like maybe the beginning of a desert. Nope, just a chunk of beach. That's fine. That's fine. There's no problem with that at all, actually, because in Minecraft you move faster in a boat than you do on land. I don't know exactly how fast in terms of like blocks per second or whatever, but I do know that a boat moves faster than walking, so that's fine. Anyway, what all is going on today? Well, let's see. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, this is the big part of the reason that yesterday's vlog was so late and so not in the morning time like I want, is because I got caught up watching some live stream coverage of Frontier Expo 17, which is a thing that Frontier Developments put together in London, and they're covering their games mostly. It's all about their stuff, of course. You know, they're the ones putting it together. Well, I'll put it this way. It is to Frontier what Minecon is to Minecraft. You know, that sort of thing. And they've got some really cool stuff that they're working on. New updates for Planet Coaster. And some of this, I mean, I don't actually see myself playing Planet Coaster anytime, at least anytime soon, because I've seen just enough of it to know that it's one of those things that can turn into a serious time sink, as in you get started with it and it's just, oh, I got to do one more thing. I got to do this one more thing and one more thing, and next thing you know, it's 3 days later and you look like something that crawled out from under a rock, and you haven't eaten in 2.5 days, and you know, you haven't moved at all that time except to do what you absolutely had to, and so on. Yeah, you know how it is. It's one of those things, and I have enough things like that as it is. Between Minecraft and Elite Dangerous and Creativerse and other things, it just, I've got enough time sinks, enough things that I could sit and do all day as it is. I don't think I need another one, because you know how that is. You get into it, you want to spend all day with it, and so you spend every waking minute that you don't need to be doing something else doing that. And yeah. And anyway, okay, yeah, there is something else coming up. I kind of hinted at it recently. I mentioned Friday the 13th. And Friday the 13th in this context is not something that has to do with good or bad luck. It is not something that has to do with any form of horror or anything like that. It's just next Friday. Whoops. I need a boat for that. Next Friday is a day that I want to try doing something again. Something I haven't done for a long time. And that is, on Friday the 13th of this month, I want to take another shot at live streams. Now, I know I've had a lot of difficulty doing it in the past, but I want to take another shot at it. I have got an install of Kerbal Space Program, all prepped and ready to go. And yes, I've been playing Kerbal again for the first time in some time. It's actually about a month ago. I kind of got it out again. Got updated to 1.3, started looking around for a few mods. I am not going mod crazy with this. As a matter of fact, I've only got 2 mods in there that do anything in the way of seriously changing the game. And one of them is a mod that enables building colonies, orbital colonies, and colonies landed on the surface of moons and planets and whatnot. The USI colonization mod by Rover Dude. And let me find an open spot here to do the overnight thing. Or I could just go here and do it out in the middle of the water. That'll work. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, and other than that is a mod that adds life support to the game. And one other mod that changes the game somewhat is the Outer Planets mod, which adds several planets to the outer solar system. And they're somewhat of a challenge because they're way, way far out there. And Kerbal's going out there could be in for a journey of several years to get there. And so on. It's kind of, almost kind of an endgame boss kind of thing, almost. And so, what I'm thinking to do is on this live stream, start up a new save in Kerbal Space Program with those mods under those conditions. And other than those things and some informational mods, it's, other than that, going to be pretty much bone stock. And just see how much of the Kerbal solar system I can manage to get colonized. And by colonized, I mean build bases that can be self-sustaining. You know, where you can mine the ore necessary and the other materials necessary to produce food, oxygen, water, liquid oxygen, oxidizer and fuel on site for extended stay or even a permanent stay and so on. And that's going to be a very long, involved challenge. And yeah, so I'm going to give that a shot. And not only that, but it will also represent me taking yet another effort, trying once again. Now, stop me if you've heard this before, but trying once again to get to doing something on a schedule. Now, we all know that I have not had the greatest success in doing that sort of thing in the past. As a matter of fact, my previous efforts have met with dismal failure. And yeah, and here I go, continuing to try it again. And it's true that the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. However, well, not the definition, one definition. However, it is also said that perseverance is something of a good thing. That if you fail, keep trying and perhaps someday you'll succeed. Die, you treasonous evil beast. You too. Okay, I actually didn't need the feathers. I just wanted to kill the chickens. Because chickens are vile, nasty, foul, evil beasts. And so on. Anyway, where was I? Distracted by a chicken. Terrible. Anywho, yeah, I know I've done terrible with my efforts at scheduling in the past, But I'm going to continue trying to do it until I get something that works consistently over a long period of time and that I do not fail at. You know, that just needs to happen. One of these days, I'm going to make it happen. And my effort with the scheduling in terms of the live stream thing, what I'm going to want to do is have this happen on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays every week. I have not yet figured out what I want to use as a start time, but whatever I end up selecting as a time to start, that time of day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every week, without fail, and to just continue with it. And then perhaps over time, add more days per week to the streaming schedule. I'm hoping to do that. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, there is another scheduling attempt happening. And this one is on the gaming channel, which coincidentally with the live streaming is involving Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And the idea there is to have content that I can easily and quickly record ahead of time and have ready for those days, already uploaded and scheduled. And so that would mean, well, what I'm going to do is, or what I've decided to go with is to have Creativerse episodes on Sundays. As a matter of fact, as I record this, a Creativerse episode is uploading today, and it will be going live in the morning, probably about the same time this video. No, it'll be going live before this video does, because I'm just recording this one, and that one is about halfway uploaded, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. But the idea here is Creativerse on Sundays. On Saturdays, FTB Insanity. And then on Fridays, Skyrim. And I'm going to see if I can manage to continue on and keep to that much of a schedule. And then over time, refining it a little bit and so on. Like, for example, Insanity is a series that will go just so far and then reach a point of conclusion, because there are certain objectives. Once you meet those objectives, you're done. The series is pretty much over. And so eventually I'll need something to go into that spot, and I'm considering a few possibilities, but I figure it's going to take a little while to get there, so I'm not in any big hurry for that. Skyrim, I'm a little over 100 episodes into that series, and I think very likely that I could keep going in that for another 75 to 100 episodes easily. Who knows? Maybe even more. Oh, come on. It occurs to me I'm going to need to do something about some torches. There. All right, yeah. And let's see. Okay, let's see. Speaking of Elite Dangerous, I have been continuing my exploration there. I mean, not necessarily every day, but usually 2 or 3 days a week. I'll take a few hours and fly some more of that mission. My current situation is that I have, since the 22nd of June, I have now been to, I would say, over 520 or 525 star systems. And I am now located some 4,600 light years away from the start point. So that's pretty cool, and I'm just continuing on. I know Elite Dangerous has added stuff, and there's going to be, over the next year, there's going to be new ships, and there's some other things that they've added in the most recent update a few weeks ago. And I thought briefly about heading back to see about maybe getting a few of those new things. And the more I thought about it, the more I decided, no, I'm not going back to get those things, because after thinking about it, I realized I don't need them, not that much, not for exploring. I mean, there is one thing that would be nice to have, and that is the thing that they added recently is repair limpets that can repair hull damage, because that's the one thing that the automated field repair module cannot do, is repair hull damage. And I thought about going back to get that. But in order to get that, I would need to use one slot on my ship to mount a limpet controller. And then I would need another slot to mount a cargo bay to hold limpets. And with my particular ship's loadout, I don't have two slots that I'm willing to give up. So, after thinking about it, I decided, you know, I've gone over 4,000 light years without taking any hull damage. All I have to do is be sensible and a reasonable amount of careful, and I can go another 400,000 light years, presumably, without taking any hull damage, as long as I'm careful. So that's the attitude I'm taking on that. I am not turning back. And besides, from where I'm at right now, if I were to do a marathon run, it would probably take me 5 hours using maximum jump range and do nothing but jump, scoop fuel, and jump. It would take me 5 hours or more of jump, scoop fuel, and jump at maximum jump range for each jump. I don't want to do that, because then I'd have to take another 5 hours doing the same thing to get back out where I left off. Don't want to do that either. Just going to keep on going, keep exploring, literally going where no man has gone before. That is the mission statement for this vessel. And yes, I did name the vessel Enterprise. And I know it's been done. And you know something? I don't care. It's my fantasy. I'll live it if I want to. In-game, that is. We know it's not happening in real life. Although that would be interesting too. And over the course of the next year, what I'm really looking forward to out of the updates that's coming is they're doing, well, basically I guess it amounts to an art pass on planet generation and what things look like. And apparently Elite Dangerous is coming to the end of what I have come to think of as the beige phase, where most planetary, or at least most things that you can land on, tend to have a kind of a beige color to them. And this was because of a change they made a year or two back. I don't remember. I don't know, because it was before my time. But there was some change they made in something that was supposed to be more realistic, and it ended up making everything beige. It sucked all the color out of a lot of things. And this new update that is coming sometime over the next year, nobody knows when for sure, is supposed to restore a lot of color to things and make stuff out there in the galaxy look so much better and more awesome and amazing and so on. And I really can't wait for that to happen, because that is going to make for some truly golden screenshot opportunities. And I am really looking forward to that making it into the update queue. Definitely, absolutely cannot wait to hardly see that. Cannot hardly wait to see that. Can't wait to hardly see it? What am I saying? Ugh. Okay, tell me this. Oh, stop it. I know I'm not the only person that manages to trip on words like that. You know, I know what I want to say. I know what I'm trying to say. And sometimes the words just come out sideways or wrong like that. So tell me in the description. I would like to hear stories of, well, read actually. I can't say hear, because I don't have any kind of text to speech thing reading comments to me. I want to read stories. Tell me about funny or embarrassing, if you want. That's up to you. But funny stories about times when you meant to say one thing and you ended up saying something else, because basically your mind kind of got stuck on or tripped over the word, and you knew what you were trying to say, and it came out as something else entirely and changed the meaning of what you were saying. And you know, it either has people looking at you like you're crazy or break out laughing or what. You know, let's have some stories about that kind of stuff, because I know I'm not the only person that does it. I've seen other people do it. I've seen live streamers do it when streaming, and some of them will just give it a laugh and go on. Others will just back up and go over and not say a word about it, not mention it, just act like it never happened. Stuff and nonsense. It happened. And there's no point in pretending it didn't. And besides, more often than not, that sort of thing ends up being kind of funny. Now, granted, I'm quite sure there is a lot of situations in which it wouldn't be considered funny, especially if what you accidentally had turned out to say was actually some kind of like an insult or something. That would be bad. You know, I could see where that would be a real serious social blunder to let something like that happen, or for it to happen, and nobody actually lets that happen. Yeah, but you know, seriously, I'm not the only one that does it, and you know I do it because you hear me doing it in videos all the time. It happens. And so how about it's your turn? That's what I want to see. I want to see what you guys do with your turn at this. Think of it almost as a verbal dyslexia, perhaps, where you say something and it comes out kind of sideways or twisted around. I don't know if verbal dyslexia is actually quite the right word, right term for it, but it's a case of where you're trying to say something, you open your mouth to say it, and something that isn't quite what you meant comes out. Oh boy, deep and dark death cave. No thank you. I think I need to get over there and start looking for a place to park for the night, because it's getting close to that time. Yeah, it is. And hopefully I don't have to dig up a mess of sand to do it. Maybe on the other side of this there will be some kind of a cliff face or something. Okay, I can work with this. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Well, let's see. Holding shift for dear life. Oh, there's lava down there too. How much fun is that? All right, let's build a little platform here to not fall off of. No. Needs to be a little wider than that. All right. Okay, a little bit more here. A couple of lights. Another light there. Block the doorway. Put down the bed. And get some boats and beds made. Okay, all right, there we go. That takes care of that. Grab this. And we come to the end of another episode. All right. Well, there we go. Looks like I've got everything in order. I can put some of these down here. All right. That's going to be it for today. And hopefully I will be able to get this series to a condition of, say, at least twice a week. Without overrunning the vlogs and without the vlogs overrunning this. We'll see about that next time. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.